Hello everyone. Today I'll be talking about syntactic categories and morphological structures to better understand how we can analyze the structure of complex words in English. I'm Jasmine and let's get started. We'll begin with syntactic categories, which refer to the roles words play in a sentence, such as nouns, verbs, and adjectives. Then we will cover morphemes, which are the smallest units or building blocks of words. By breaking them down, we can understand how words are formed and how their meanings can change through the addition of affixes. Finally, I'll go through a few examples of using morphological structures using tree diagrams. When it comes to language, it is systemically structured with words categorized into different syntactic categories, also known as parts of speech. These categories, such as nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs, determine how words function within the sentence and contribute to the overall meaning of communication. Morphology is the study of word formation, which helps us understand how words are built from smaller, meaningful units called morphemes. Morphemes can be whole words like run, a part of a word like ing in running, or a syllable like s in runs. Using tree diagrams, we can visually break down complex words to reveal their components and hierarchical relationships. Before we begin with examples, here are the major syntactic categories in English. We will be mostly covering the categories in the first 4 sections: nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. Take a moment to read. Words are made up of smaller parts called morphemes, and these can be free or bound. A free morpheme is a word that can stand alone, like cat or run, and it has a meaning by itself. A bound morpheme cannot stand alone and must be attached to another word, like s in cats or un in unhappy. Morphemes are also divided into roots and affixes. The root is the core part of the word that carries the main meaning, like govern in our example in this photo, in government. An affix is something added to a root to change its meaning, like meant in government, or in governmental. Affix come in 2 types: prefix and suffixes. A prefix comes before the root, like re and redo, which means to do again, while a suffix comes after the root, like full and joyful, which means full of joy. With all that in mind, let's go through 3 examples. First, we have the word unhappiness, which is a noun. From here, we can break down the ness here, which is a suffix, and it leaves us with the word unhappy. Unhappy can be broken down into un and happy. Un is a prefix and happy is an adjective. We can also break down from the left or the right, which will change the meaning of the word. Example 2 is decentralization, which is a noun. We can break down the prefix here, which is de, and it will leave us with centralize, and the suffix ation. Ation is a suffix, and the word centralize can be further broken down. Eyes is a suffix, And the word central, which is the root word, is an adjective. Lastly, we have reclassification. We can first break down the prefix here, re, and then it will leave us with classify and another suffix. The suffix here is cation. Cation. The word classify can be further broken down into its root word and an additional suffix. The additional suffix here is -ify, and the root word is class, which is a noun.